Moonbag, packed. Rocket fuel, 100%. Diaper, overflowing. Let's do this. As discussed in yesterday's webisode, Bitcoin did in fact briefly breach 30,000 US dollars, dipping all the way down to roughly $28,900 on some major exchanges last night. But the question everyone wants to know now is the dip fully over, and now we're going to be stair-stepping up to the $40,000 level in an attempt for a new all-time high, or in fact, is there more dumpage in store? Zippity-doo-dah, let's dive in. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Seymour Scoopage, and on this channel, the only thing we like more than scooping the dip is taking a sip of some moon juice. Am I right, brothers? Let's get it. Wow, guys, so as we discussed in yesterday's video, Bitcoin was able, in fact, to breach 30K and basically follow exactly what we talked about. But if this fails to hold, then I think we're going to get a flash crash, aka a very quick move, potentially down into the mid $20,000 range, specifically like 26, 27,000, I think the lowest, before wicking back up. And ultimately, I think that on a 2 to 3 day candle, we're not going to have a close below this. So what I'm saying there is basically, if we get a dip below 30K and below this line, then I think you have like maybe 1 to 2 days max to take advantage of a situation like that before it is possible that we start consolidating more to the upside and ultimately head higher over the next week or two. So that's what we're going to be discussing in today's webisode. So if you guys love gainers, make sure to hit that like. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit those post notifications so you get these time-sensitive, absolutely critical alerts as soon as they appear. And without any further ado, let's jump in. Wow, what an absolutely insane 24 hours for Bitcoin, guys. Now, as I'm recording this video, we're above $33,000 per Bitcoin, and specifically in this video, we're going to be showing you some targets because, guys, this is a very crucial time for Bitcoin's price because we're not out of the woods just yet. We're going to start at some of these lower time frames and work our way up to the larger time frames, and that's exactly what we plan on doing. So here, if we start on the 1 hour chart, guys, one of the things that we can see is that this key level of about 32,500, this fib level of that last drop, the 0.236, played pretty immense resistance on this hourly chart for multiple hours. Clearly, resistance where we got rejected here was the main precursor to plummeting all the way down below 30K. So basically, when we got rejected at 32,500 here, right, we see we're trying to hold it for a little bit, we fail, and then we come back up to it and we try, and then immediately after we failed at 32.5, you can see it was red candle after red candle all the way down. That is when the dramatic dump started, when we got rejected off 32.5, which is a key fib level. And as we re-entered, or as we tried to get back above 32.5, you can see it took multiple hours battling right on the $32,500 level. Ever since we've done that, we've been on a very nice green upward momentum. So far, it's been solely green. The next level, obviously, is probably about 34,000. But guys, there's something bigger at play here. The $34,000 to $36,000 level is going to be the battle zone. And it was the battle zone prior, guys. So basically, this entire zone right here that we have circled, I mean, this has been clearly the battle zone. It is exactly the point of control on this smaller time frame chart. Exactly in between 34 and 36,000, 35,000. Right here, you can see that red line, point of control. This is the battle zone, the most accumulated VPVR volume as well. And yeah, we're not going to be bullish to head to all-time highs in the short term until we break this level. So it's very nice seeing Bitcoin rebound above 30K. Really nice seeing it rebound all the way up to 33.5 as I'm recording this video, but we're not out of the woods just yet. And that's why we're going to be talking about specific targets here for Bitcoin. Guys, before we continue with Bitcoin's analysis though, let's see what exactly this absolutely savage chart is doing. The DXY is doing exactly what we've been saying, and now we're at munch or crunch time. This is do or die, ride or fly time here for the DXY with the 21 moving average right here. This is the battle zone, and we're like literally right on it right now. We actually opened our daily candle below it. And you can see we've had a green candle so far today to the upside. So it's battling here. And as we said, I thought it was going to get rejected off of the 50-day moving average. I thought it was even likely that we could get rejected back here, but it had just plummeted so much for the weeks leading up to that it had enough juice to at least break the 21-day. But you can see the 21-day it took a while for it to hold that as support. It did not immediately just bounce through it. And then, as you can see, we got rejected at that next key level, the 50-day moving average, this red line here. So now, after getting rejected there, it's trying again desperately to cement that 21-day ultimately as another support before it can attempt to break the 50-day moving average and head higher here. Now, this is going to be absolutely key for next week as we see what Bitcoin is doing, because not only is the DXY in a critical crunch zone, but Bitcoin clearly is as well. So now I started with Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart. If we go to the 4 hour chart now, the main thing that I think is really important, actually on the 1 hour chart, one of the key things I do want to point out is that breaking the 21 and 50 here on this hourly chart is really important. Currently we're above the 50, which is really good short term. Ultimately though, if we had a retest of about 32.5, that would be perfectly normal and better to cement this as support ultimately. Before it might be what's necessary before we actually head up and actually attempt to break 36,000 US dollars. So even though 34 to 36,000 is the ultimate battle zone of Bitcoin's price, it's like the pivot point of if we're going to continue dumps or get, reattain all-time highs and break 42K soon. 34 to 36 is clearly, from what I can tell, the battle zone, but 32.5 is still within sights of a battle zone that we have to really watch for, specifically probably over the next few days only. And on this 4 hour chart, one of the next big levels, obviously you can see this is still a battle zone. It's highlighted here on this 4 hour chart, still right here. But as well, flipping this 21 moving average on the 4 hour, right about $34,000 exactly is our next big key test. So basically what I'm saying here is if we end up pulling up here over the next few hours and maybe getting a small rejection there and coming back down to 32.5, don't panic, guys. That is part of regaining some upside momentum. That's just a scenario that I think that I could see playing out, and I could see people panicking about that. So I'm just trying to address that. Now, if we come up to 34, we break down to 32.5, end up holding there for a few, maybe 4 hour candles and then bouncing back up, perfectly fine. If we go to the 6 hour chart now as well, again, this is a chart I've been using for months as well. And you can see we didn't have any 6 hour closes below this key level here. And we've regained this level here. Ultimately, breaking back above roughly 35,000 US dollars is going to put us on a really good, clear trajectory, and that's exactly where the 21 and 50 6-hourly moving averages are going to have their battle here. So again, starting on the small time frames and kind of working yourself up to these higher time frames, 1 hour, then 4 hour, then 6 hour, ultimately I think gives you the best picture of what's actually going on. And then ultimately, if we transition to our daily chart, which is our most key reliable chart, I can honestly say, as we talked about yesterday, we fell through this level. We didn't go all the way quite down to the 50-day moving average here, but we dipped our toes into the very high $28,000 range, enough to satisfy the bears for the time being. The real key question though is, guys, again, we cannot tell exactly the momentum until Bitcoin actually tests some of those levels that I have just been mentioning over the past few minutes, right? If we're able to break through 34 and if we have a retest of about 32.5. And then ultimately also if we're able to break the 34 and kind of head into that key battle zone of 34 to 36,000 US dollars, again, that's going to be where the big battle takes place. So much volume, so much trading activity in that range there. And it's also dead in the center of 40,000 and 30,000 US dollars, the two most key levels for Bitcoin's price that exist at this very moment, 40,000 and 30,000. If we go to the weekly chart, you can see again 40,000 and then right about 30,000, these key fib levels. It's the 1.414 and the 1.272. Basically, if you're wondering why I have that, if you just take the fib retrace from the high of the last market to the low of about like $3,000 back in December of 2018, these are kind of just the key levels that we've just been fluctuating in here. So daily close is very important to be within 40 and 30K, but weekly close is absolutely necessary if we want to keep this momentum. We need to have weekly closes definitely above 30K, and also we need daily closes there to remain bullish as well. So that's basically what I'm looking for. But again, you can see our last big level here, which is the most important level to flip. This last key level right here, about 36,000, which is also the 21 daily moving average, which after we broke it yesterday, this is why I was so confident we were going to get a drop. You can see here, 2 days ago, we had a candle close like right on or slightly below this 21-day moving average. Guys, that's a very sure tell sign that we're about to see a dump. That alone, right? We're factoring in other time frames and other patterns as well, but this alone is like a flashing red signal. When you break the 21-day, I mean, it can't get more basic and also obvious than the 21-day acting as a support that if broken, it's most likely going to drop. And you see we had one of our biggest daily candles that we've seen in this entire bull run. Actually, it might be the largest daily red candle we've seen this entire bull run. Definitely the largest candle, not the longest candle plus wick, but definitely the largest candle. And you see that was right after we broke the 21 days. So now, by far, I hesitate getting very bullish in the short term. Guys, I hate repeating myself, but I feel like I have to say it if people are new. I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin. That's obvious. Mid and long term, I am ultra bullish. But again, in the short term, that changes all the time because you have to read the market day by day if we're talking about short term. But anyway, short term, for us to maintain the bullish momentum, 100%. The only thing you really need to look for on these longer time frames is just breaking back above the 21-day, which is exactly at about 36,000 US dollars. So again, all of those other little things we talked about on these smaller time frames building up to reaching 36. Again, I don't necessarily think it's going to be the longest or easiest battle, but it's basically what I just see playing out on these charts right now. And then also if we switch to Ethereum, Ethereum has some ground to definitely cover as well. I want to be watching this. It fell slightly below the 21-day, did not go to its 50-day moving average or anywhere near it, around $850. Lowest it went, I mean, it held 1,000. Lowest it went was like 1,042 and currently bouncing back. But again, all the market momentum is dictated by Bitcoin at this point. Overall, the crypto market cap and the altcoin market cap all looking fairly bullish. Literally everything going as expected so far. We also have the SPX trying to actually continue and actually form another new high. So it'll be very interesting to see what the SPX does. But ultimately, yeah, guys, the DXY is the key thing you want to be watching. 100%. This is absolutely what you want to be watching on these charts. And as well, you guys, I just wanted to point this out. MicroStrategy, well known for its ever-increasing Bitcoin strategy, confirmed that it had purchased 314 Bitcoin yesterday, bringing its total to over 70,000 Bitcoin. It bought roughly 300 Bitcoin for about $10 million, Michael Saylor said. So yeah, I mean, this is being bought up by institutions, which again was not even something that was happening back in 2017 and 2018's bull run. So it's very reassuring to know that when we're getting these dips, it's not only you and I buying the dips, guys, right? It's literal billion-dollar companies. It's very big firms that are also interested in buying these dips. So again, blows my mind when people are somehow bearish with this Janet Yellen garbage, with this double spend garbage, which was immediately debunked. I just don't know how people fall for such misinformation, guys. Always educate yourself before you have any kind of irrational emotions or reactions to the market. The longer you're in this market, the less you're going to care about all this garbage baloney that people throw out every single time Bitcoin's price drops. When Bitcoin drops, everybody is rushing to find the news story for the reason Bitcoin drops. But it's very, very, very rare that there's actually a news story that should be attributed to the drop. Guys, we have been talking about this drop for quite a long time. Most people have been talking about the fact that we need a drop. So again, to me, it's absolutely shocking that people were panicking about yesterday. If you need reassurance, make sure to follow me on Twitter because I had like, I don't know, 10 tweets yesterday kind of trying to maybe talk people off the edge or just give them some rationality. Tweets take me like 1 minute to write as opposed to a video, which can take me 1 to 2 hours sometimes. So if things are really dropping fast, sometimes it's easy for me to just get on Twitter and post a message. And so if you need reassurance when the market drops, or you just want to get excited when the market pumps, you can follow me on Twitter because I have really quick updates over there. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and as well, if you guys are interested in trading these markets, make sure to sign up below with our Bybit account, only if you have experience and also if you want to support the channel. But yeah, up to an additional $620 for trading on Bybit when you deposit. There's certain requirements that are listed below. But yeah, and I will see you in the next webisode.